Good morning, students. I hope you all are fine and well. Till that, we have completed many things of chapter life processes. Today, we are going to see about the circulation of the things inside our body through the blood. So, the first question is, what is the need of circulation? Why circulation is required in our body? So you remember, useful things in our body are localized, they are present in a particular place. For example, food, whatever we are taking after digestion, it is in the intestine. And oxygen which we are breathing, it is inside the lungs. But do only intestine require digested food, or do only lungs require oxygen? No. Whole body requires oxygen, whole body requires food. So how it can be transported, how it can be reached to different parts, each and every cell, from the intestine and from lungs? Okay, this is the first. Second, excretory organ. First, you see, our body have excretory organs like skin, lungs, liver and kidney. Kidney means filters the blood to remove the waste. Liver also filter the waste. Lungs, they filter the CO2, and skin also filter, means it releases CO2 also and can take oxygen. Okay, but where is the waste? Can you tell me where is the waste inside our body? Our body is made up of millions and trillions of the cells, and each and every cell is living in living condition, and it consumes oxygen and consumes food what we are eating. And after consumption of oxygen and food, each and every cell is producing waste. But waste is filtered by kidney, liver, lungs, and skin. But each and every cell can't go to kidney, can't go to lungs, can't go to each and every part. So that one common system is required which can transport the waste material from each and every cell to the target parts, right? And useful things from the lungs, from the intestine, from the glands to different body parts. Okay, so this is the reason why our body requires what? Circulatory system. If there is no circulatory system in our body, we can't get sufficient oxygen, we can't get, means we our each and every cell will not be able to get the oxygen and will not be able to get the food. Because we are multicellular organism, we need continuous supply of oxygen and continuous supply of water and food. And also continuously we need to remove the waste material from our body, otherwise our body will become poisonous, completely filled with poison, and it will be very difficult to survive. You know, the person whose kidney is not working, you know how much problem they are facing. So the answer of why circulation is given in this slide, that required or useful materials are circulated or sent, for example food, hormones, enzymes, oxygen to different body parts, and waste from different body parts are sent back to excretory organs like kidney, skin, liver, and our lungs. So this was the main purpose of having circulatory system. So now let us see circulatory system. Circulatory system is of two types. It is open circulatory system and closed circulatory system. In open circulatory system, blood is flowing openly. There is no artery and no veins properly. They are flowing throughout the body, means openly. inside a closed system they are not flowing. But in closed circulatory system, blood is flowing in a particular path inside the arteries and veins, and there is pumping organ like heart. For example, human, we are having closed circulatory system, and for example, cockroach, insects, they have open circulatory system. Okay. Now, for circulatory system, we require three things. One, pipe system, that is artery and veins in human, and another we require pumping organ, that is heart, and a medium of transport, that is blood. So these three important things are required for circulatory system. Again, arteries and veins, blood as a medium of circulation, and third is pumping organ, that is heart. So we shall start from the arteries and veins. So arteries and veins, they have some structural differences, you see. Functional differences we shall see later on. Structural differences are like, you see, left hand side it is artery and right hand side it is vein. So arteries are thick walled and veins are thin walled, right? And you know, there is no valve in artery and there is valve in the vein. Generally, arteries carry oxygenated blood and veins carry deoxygenated blood. But the main definition of the artery and vein is any blood vessel which is carrying blood away from the heart, मतलब जो हार्ट से दूर लेके जाए ब्लड को, that is artery, and any blood pipe which is carrying blood towards the heart is vein. Right? Okay. You can draw and you can write their differences in your notebook. Now let us see the blood. Blood and its components. Blood, you know, it is connective tissue, liquid connective tissue, complex liquid connective tissue. In class 9th we studied. So blood has two parts. One is plasma, another is cells. Plasma is liquid part and cells are the solid part. Cells are of three types, you know, red blood cells, platelets and white blood cells. Generally, actually, they are not called as cells, they are called as COP cells. Okay, so this is differential amount of different components of the blood. For example, plasma, it is approximately 55% of the total blood content. Then white blood cells and platelets, combinedly they are approximately 4%, and maximum is there what? Red blood COP cells. So red blood cells are approximately 41%. Let us see what are RBCs. They are also called as erythrocytes. They contain hemoglobin, metal plus protein. Erythrocytes decide the blood group. Whatever blood group you are having, it is due to RBCs. They don't have any nucleus and they have 120 days life. After 120 days they die and they carry oxygen or CO2. Heart we'll see in next. Okay. This is the diagram already given in your textbook. We'll see it and one by one we will discuss each and every part of this structure in next video. Okay, so today what we studied, that why circulation and the difference between arteries and veins and the component of the blood. Okay, thank you so much. Take care.